Hey guys, Ivan here from Slab's Hobby Hub. Today we're going to talk about GameStop, the SEC, Wall Street bets. I mean, there's just so much interesting stuff going on with these guys. And we're going to take a look at a couple of articles on this because we are seeing what could be, at the time of this recording, the ground floor. I mean, believe it or not, this might be the ground floor of something pretty awesome. So let's check it out. So we've got this Bloomberg article here, totally unbiased, right? Totally unbiased Bloomberg article. It says here, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission investigators are combing social media and message board posts for signs that fraud played a role in dizzying stock swings for GameStop Corporation, AMC Entertainment Holdings, Inc., and other companies, according to people familiar with the matter. So the SEC is combing social media and message boards for signs. That's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting. So it looks like we're going to go after a couple of Redditors. Or, I mean, let's be real. Wall Street Bets is 8.5 million members. Last time I checked. Let's see. 8.5 million members. So we're going to comb through that entire subreddit and look for what the SEC believes to be fraud. I don't know. For me, it doesn't seem like it's the right place to look. The prevailing narrative is that Wall Street short sellers were caught flat-footed over the past 2 weeks as retail traders banded together via Reddit message boards and bought up stocks that hedge funds were betting against. You know, I see on these Reddit threads, there is no organization to Wall Street Bets. There is absolutely none. It's just a bunch of people that like a stock and say they like the stock and they want to buy more. You know, that's what I see. So let's hop on over to this GameStop overnight thread, SEC intern meet and greet on Reddit. Okay, top comment here. Dear SEC, if you're going to make any move to protect the retailers, give us real-time short interest numbers. Retail needs accurate data to make informed decisions. If the SEC's mission is to protect the retailers, and especially after the 2008 financial crisis, there was all this hubbub that nobody went to jail, nobody got in trouble. What came of it were all these different regulations. So you had Frank Dodd, and you had the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, the CFPB, that was established because they want to protect the little guy. They want to protect small-time retail investors, right? The average everyday person who just wants to throw a little money into the stock market. You know, maybe instead of spending money on other things, on like consumables, they want to make a little money putting it in the stock market and see their money appreciate and grow, right? Not bad. And he continues, give us real-time short interest numbers. So, you know, in a transparent market, this information would be readily available. And I don't know if it's always out there. I know there's certain companies, certain publications that publish these short interest numbers. And that information, I assume, can be had by the hedge funds. I'm sure they have a whole desk dedicated to researching different types of these different types of numbers. What is a short interest? If they're going to take a short position in a company, I'm sure they want to know what their competitors are doing too, right? Is that information that only hedge funds should have access to? Should the SEC publish things like this? Do they have access to this? I don't know. I'm not really sure, but I don't disagree with this comment. Give us real-time short interest numbers. He continues, retail needs accurate data to make informed decisions. Absolutely. Absolutely. So the average everyday investor, if they're trying to make an informed decision, they need as much information as possible. So whether that's through publications, even like Bloomberg, or whether whether through a public forum like Wall Street Bets. My experience with Wall Street Bets is there's incredibly smart people here. Incredibly smart people here. And then there's other people that tend to just follow what these really smart people say. And but there really is no organization as far as I can tell. It's just a bunch of people liking a certain stock and it gets hot and then everybody wants to start buying it. Seems to me like what happens over on the big side, over the big banks, hedge funds and whatnot. They like a stock, they take an interest in it, they make a position. Seems fair to me. So let's take a look at some of these other other comments. This guy said 7.5 hours staring at a graph for it to go up by 1 point. Still in, fam, still in. Still in, baby. Judging by the low volume, a F load of others are too. This guy says, I imagine a huge number of Wall Street bets will be forever holding at least one GME, so one share of GameStop till the end of time. Let's see, holding for tendies whenever they are ready. So I sense I sense opposition here. I mean, that's been the basis of this story. Little guy versus the big guy going at it. And this time, the little guy is making the big guy pay. And these guys are not going to sell. They're happy if they make $10,000 or if it goes to zero. And there's people on here that have significant amounts of money in GameStop and these other shorted shares like AMC, Nokia, BlackBerry. I mean, there's people that have significant money in this. And they're gonna hold. Let's see. Will throw the flag and push me back 10 yards because I'm holding. So yeah, they're gonna hold. I mean, this is the GameStop SEC thread. I imagine if the SEC is hunting for fraud, something like this isn't hard to find. This is a public forum. You can go right here, right now, type in reddit.com/r/Wall Street Bets, and this is a pinned post at the top, and the SEC can see all of this. I don't see anything that speaks of collusion, anything that speaks of organization. This isn't some investors club that you have to pay to have access to. This is just a public forum where people are saying what they like. That's all. They're just saying what they like. So I don't know if the SEC's argument holds any water, because I think they're going after the wrong guys, going after the wrong people. So let's check out this New York Times article. See, plunging GameStop. Oh gosh, the New York Times and this paywall. I think I'm pretty lucky I was able to get into this article. Plunging GameStop stock tests the will of investors to stick with a ride. After a crazy run-up, the price dropped 72% over 2 days, putting it just 18% higher than it was at the start of last week. Whoa, 18%. If you made 18% on your money from last week, that's a heck of a week. That's a heck of a week. People stick their money in savings accounts. They make 1%. Not even that anymore because interest rates are so low. They make less than 1% now. And these guys, even if they stuck with it and lost thousands of dollars in theory, right? How about this? Thousands of dollars of unrealized gains. They stuck with it and still made 18%. This fella here, Tigran, 30 years old, a chemical engineer outside Boston, put about $40,000 into GameStop in the past 2 weeks, including $20,000 from his individual retirement account, when the price was $275 a share. Ouch! He's down $10,000 after Tuesday's plunge. So the price $275. He probably bought some of my shares actually. I think that was my exit point around that price. He put $40,000 into GameStop, $20,000 from his retirement account, and bought it $275 a share. And that stock is now just north of 100, I believe. So wow, he's lost well over half his money at this point. Oh, it continues. For a little while, quote, it was just free money for everybody, end quote. Who was up 80,000 at one point. Oh wow, so he was up $80,000. This stock almost went to $500. So if he bought it $275, went up to almost 500. I want to say 480 was around the top. I mean, that's significant money. $200 a share he made at the top. So that's why it's saying 80,000 in unrealized gains. Quote, but part of the stock market is knowing when to get out. End quote. 100% correct. The idea is you want to buy low and sell high. I see too many people that got caught up in the hype and they bought high, and right now it's low. If your entry point into GameStop was anything north of $100 and you didn't sell and you held, you're way down. Gotta watch the hype and know when to get out and know when to get in too. Tuesday's 60% drop left the share price at $90. Yep, it was $90 yesterday, or about $14 higher than it closed last Monday. And it continues. Yep, it peaked at $483, according to the Times. 483 on Thursday morning. On paper, that means $27 billion in market value has disappeared, much of it from the brokerage accounts of small retail investors. I want the data on that. I really want the data, because really? So small retail investors had $27 billion in unrealized gains. Where did they get that data from? Like, who supplied that data? Because I would argue that it wasn't just hedge funds shorting the stock. I'm sure there were hedge funds that were long the stock, that were optimistic about the stock. So maybe they had a piece of that $27 billion. I mean, really? 27 billion, much of it, that's what it says, much of it from brokerage accounts of small retail investors. I really would want to see the data on that, because to me it seems a little fishy, and on its face doesn't seem accurate to me. This guy says here, quote, "If my entire position in GameStop went to zero, I'd be okay with it," end quote. So they want to stick it to the hedge funds, guys, and they will ride that sucker all the way down to zero. In the last week, Mr. Liu has spent about $2,500 buying GameStop shares and $750 on AMC. Quote, "I'm not worried about any kind of dips," end quote. Wow. Yeah, so as you can see, little guy versus the big guy. And they're going to ride this thing down to zero if it means they have to. We'll see where the stock goes. There are talks of a short squeeze that is yet to come. So one example that was used in history was the Volkswagen short squeeze, and that thing took off like a rocket. Its market capitalization was like, I mean, many billions of dollars, like more. It just didn't make any sense. But the stock was massively shorted. Most of the shares were held something by like the German government and Porsche, I want to say. So there was some really weird stuff. It's not an apples to apples comparison here, Volkswagen and GameStop, but we are seeing the parallels between GameStop and Volkswagen. Many people are saying that, and I just don't know if that's really the case. But we're going to see what's going on. As you guys know, I'm not a finance professional. What I say here really is just my own opinion. Full disclosure of, I did possess a interest in GameStop, but I have exited my position at this point. And right now I'm on the sidelines just kind of watching and seeing what's going on. And it's incredibly interesting, to be completely honest. And I've still yet to determine what is my next move here with GameStop, because I believe this stock is going to have significant swings, and it could be this direction down, or it could be going way up. There could be a rocket ship, I don't know. Or it all already took place. So it will be interesting to see. As usual, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Going to be doing more videos here on personal finance and investment, so check it out. This is Ivan from Slabs Hobby Hub. Peace.